Ben. This is your Mount Hood 2009 eval. I just wanted to go over my camp goals. They start with balance in all terrain and in all snow conditions. I think the most balanced skier is going to be the fastest skier on the mountain. We try to teach balance through drills. Some of the things we focused on this week were directing our hips to our ski tips at the top of the turn, so not moving into the gate, but moving to our ski tips at the top of the turn. Whether it be slalom or GS, the movement patterns are all the same.
Good hand position, energy above the gate, Jack. That's very good. Let's get your hips forward, okay, bud? And we want to try and keep those skis on from now on.
Basically, what I look for is a good neutral athletic position as you start the turn, and from there everything happens from the ground up. As you approach the gate and pass the gate, you're in a parallel position and you're a little bit countered at the gate and not rotating with upper body.
Hi Jack, great week this week. I think that there are a couple important things that you did this week. One of them was to work on getting your feet further apart. We worked a lot on our stance and trying to make sure that we had a good wide base of support, making sure that our feet are nice and wide apart so we can get good angles on our skis. You did really well improving on that. Did really well to start to get forward in your boots, start to get your shins really pressed against the tongues of your boots at the top of the turn. That'll really help you out to get a little bit more acceleration at the top of the turn and carve right from the beginning. I think you're doing great, and I look forward to seeing how well you do this year.
Scott Winquist, I am the camp director. The first slalom tip that I think is very important is the pole plant. Always try to go to the pole as quick as you can. Clear the gate, plant your pole. That's usually done in the middle corridor. Second pointer is looking ahead. You should be looking 2 gates down. The third is an athletic stance. Skiing's going somewhat a little bit more independent feet, so movement's also important. So athletic stance, being balanced, pole plants, and planting.
This is Ben Brown from Mount Hood. A couple of things I look for in a slalom skier is that they have a quiet upper body. Their upper body moving down the hill, staying between the gates, and the legs are moving out away from the upper body. Inside ankle flexion at the top of the turn so that you can start your new turn as soon as possible. Your shoulders have to be in front of your hips to maintain that ankle flexion, and you need to have separation. You need to be able to separate your inside leg and your outside leg and move through the turn.
Key thing to remember, guys, is you're racing, whether it's high school races, FIS races, World Cups, or Olympics. Get in trouble, drive your hands forward, throw your hands forward. Even in slalom, throw them forward and you're going to be right back on track. That's the key, perhaps, for slalom. Be forward, feel the front of your boots. Get in trouble, throw your hands forward, and you'll be out of trouble.
Jenny just really needs to work on carving her skis. They're just sliding all over the place. Come on, Jenny.
You should really calm that upper body too down. She's out of control.
I know, I think we should just pull her ticket and send her home.
My name is Jenny Van Wagner. I grew up in Traverse City, Michigan, and I skied for Win Alpine and then qualified for the U.S. ski team. GS is my favorite event. I feel like it's the most powerful and most challenging event. One of the key things that you really have to remember is that you need to really engage the top of the turn, and that'll help you make a nice, strong, powerful turn throughout.
Joe Downing. My 3 pointers for GS skiing. I like to see patience through the middle corridor, your neutral, your crossover point, dynamic pressure in the fall line, and I like to see an outside ski pressure.
All right, my name is Ben Crockett. A couple of pointers for GS. We want to make sure that we're keeping our shins parallel, that our hip is engaged into the turn, and that we're keeping our shoulders level. We're trying to make some nice big round turns today, and hopefully helping everybody to carve their skis and go a little bit faster and have fun.
All right, my name is Austin Johnson. 3 pointers for GS are always work from the ground up, ankles, knees, and then hips. Keep your vision focusing on the outside and be patient. Find the fall line, and as soon as you get there, go fast.
Hey everybody, I got 3 tips for you on GS. Number 1, slip course, be prepared. Know what's going on in every course, every turn. You got to be ready. Then the next thing is you've got to initiate the turn at the right point on each turn. That's going to come from inspection. So know the course, know your initiation point, and always, always be prepared to commit to that new downhill ski.
What we really worked on in GS were 3 things: balance, pole plant, and the transition in the turn. But most importantly, my number 1 rule with these athletes is, as you ask them, is to have fun. So if I can have a day with smiles on their face, it was successful.